Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Total War Warhammer replay. Today we have got Dwarfs versus Empire. You don't usually see this matchup very good, very often I should say. So, it's obviously a good versus good sort of theme. But as for the build, this is a really interesting one. So basically I'll run you down through my front line. So my front line, this is my front line, okay? Basically absolutely nothing here. We've basically got Iron Breakers in the front line. Now Iron Breakers of course really tanky, 125 armor. They have that 68 melee defense as well. And they've also got their little special ranged weapon, but they're going to be really good at holding the front line. They aren't going to die for a while. They do have shields, of course, so any missiles, or ooh, we're going for the map again there. Any missiles or anything like that will obviously not make a difference. Then again, a Hellblaster Polygon will make a difference. But backing them up, we've got one unit of Slayers, bonus versus large, of course, to deal with any cavalry. And we've also got Umgren Iron Fist in there. Umgren Iron Fist, obviously a really nice, powerful lord. He does, of course, have, well, he's unbreakable, of course. He's got all those nice, things like Death Blow and, Red Ruin. Basically, I bring Umgren Iron Fist because I know if Karl Franz comes and tries to snipe him down, at least I know Umgren Iron Fist can, of course, put up a fight. He's backed up with a Runesmith. He's got all the, Rune of Wrath and Ruin, so basically all the rune spells, basically. We need more rune spells for the Dwarfs, guys, we all know that. But, yeah, so you can see my Iron Breakers are absolutely getting molested in the front line. But as for the sort of sneaky sort of build I'm going for here, on either side I do have BUGMANS Rangers. Now I really like using these guys. These guys are seriously good. I mean, a lot of people, what they'll do is they put the BUGMANS Rangers in the back line, but protecting artillery. I don't want to do that. I've really wanted to try basically having two BUGMANS Rangers either side. Of course they do have that lovely regen ability, liquid fortification. They are drinking their BUGMANS brew, and immune to psychology of war, Vanguard deployment. All very nice, but basically, in case cavalry does come towards them, I do have, two gyrocopters with brimstone gun, anti-large on either side as well, helping them out. So, basically, I was really interested to see how this plays, because, of course, BUGMANS Rangers, they stand their ground. If cavalry comes, they can, sort of hold their ground, but they'll be backed up by the gyrocopters. If the gyrocopters get pushed by anything, the BUGMANS Rangers can sort of help them out. As for my opponent, though, he's got some Empire Knights here. I don't think he has another one. No, just one Empire Knights. He also has a War Wagon. Very interesting. Actually, War Wagons against Dwarfs are very good. Armoured, armour piercing. They can move around. You don't really need, they're basically the Empire's equivalent of chariots. So they actually form really good here. And, shooting point blank will kill a lot of Dwarfs. Front line is mainly just swordsmen. Not really anything too special. He does have Felix here. Now, Felix actually is such a good lord. I haven't been playing a lot of Gotrek and Felix. I'm actually reading a lot of their books right now. But the thing that I didn't realise about Felix, is, of course, is that he does have that... oh, what is the ability? It's that really... Basically, he has yeah, there we go. He has Helping Hand, which, of course, gives damage resistance and melee attack. But his really good ability is Blood Oath, of course, which he made with Gotrek, which is where he obviously replenishes their health. And that is so good for armies like Dwarfs that don't have access to healing. But he does have two Hellblaster Volley Guns. Oh no, sorry, what am I saying? Not Hellblaster Volley Guns. What am I getting? Hellstorm Rocket Battery. It's been a while since I've seen these guys. You don't see this unit very often. But anti-infantry, armour piercing, they'll be decent against Dwarfs. Lucky for him I didn't bring cannons. Great swords, pretty traditional. Some handgunners, they're always nice, armour piercing. He does have an Amber Wizard with the Summon Manticore, of course. And he has Karl Franz on lovely Deathclaw here. But anyway, let's get right to this replay. So, basically, my plan here is obviously that I need to be very, very careful because I want to try and get as much damage as I can with the BUGMANS Rangers. Try and get into those Hellblaster Volley Guns. No, I keep calling them Hellblaster. Hellstorm Rocket Battery. But I've got to be very careful and avoid Karl Franz here. So, we are shooting into the War Wagons. We are shooting into the Hellstorm Rocket Battery. And doing some nice damage. My opponent does summon his first Manticore here. Obviously, I'm being very sort of careful with the Gyro Bombers here. Gyrocopters, I should say. Not trying to send them in too early. Of course, they are backed up by the BUGMANS Rangers here. But, unfortunately, my Iron Breakers in the front line have taken a lot of damage because the Hellblaster Volley Guns on Hellstorm Rocket Battery are shooting in. God, it's going to be a horrible one of the, talking about this. But he's doing a lot of nice damage. My Gyrocopters are coming in, shooting into the War Wagons. As well, my BUGMANS Rangers. So, so far, we do have a bit of skirmishing going on. The Manticore is trying to get onto my Gyrocopters here, but, I think it's a little bit quicker. I do believe, so the Manticore does land here, actually attacking the BUGMANS Rangers, and I'm actually okay with that. Their regen is going to basically allow them to tank most of the damage that's coming in. Here, I was just trying to get my Iron Breakers in as quickly as possible. We do have a beautiful throw. Oh, this is happening. It just completely annihilates these swordsmen here, doing a shit ton of damage. Absolutely beautiful here, and completely denying those swordsmen. On this left flank, though, we do actually scout off the War Wagons here. We do actually do enough damage to sort of rout them in, which is beautiful. Karl Franz does come in, and actually, surprisingly, even though Karl Franz is really powerful, I mean, BUGMANS Rangers, they hold like true champs. It's going to take Carl Franz an ages to kill this unit. But the frontline engagement has happened here. Ironbreaker's fighting against Swordsman. We have won that fight, which is absolutely nice. Felix is in here without Gotrek. No Gotrek to be seen. Obviously fighting some trolls somewhere. Is actually attacking these Ironbreakers here. He does have that bonus versus infantry, so he will be actually doing some nice damage to those Ironbreakers. But it's actually good. We've broken through the front line of the Swordsman. My BUGMANS Rangers are shooting in to the Hellstorm rocket battery on both flanks. This one's been a bit harder to get to. Both my gyrocopters have been shooting to the Empire Knights. The Empire Knights actually are coming in for a nice charge now into the BUGMANS Rangers, but I'm fine with that. I mean, BUGMANS Rangers, once again, they will tank that very nicely. They were braced there, so they will do a bit of damage. Runesmith coming in, sorry, I should say. But this is where the fight is going to get very, very hard for me. My opponent does have 2 great swords, and dealing with 2 great swords is going to be extremely hard for me unless I get the BUGMANS Rangers on them. My Slayers here, I was trying to be very careful with them, but my Slayers, unfortunately, are being shot by some handgunners. They didn't really find a sort of spot in this fight at home, really. So I was trying to get them over to help, deal with Karl Franz and the Empire Knights, but they, of course, are quite slow. Ungrid Iron Fist is still fine though. He is tanking well. He's still got full HP, which is very, very nice. The front line though, it's going alright on this flank here. We're pushing through over here with the BUGMANS Rangers. Another Manticore was summoned over here. BUGMANS Rangers once again tanking like absolute pros here, doing what they can best. Have got these BUGMANS Rangers shooting into those great swords over here. I knew that was going to be a problem here. We do, of course, have the armor-wielded Felix in there, and they are, of course, dueling against the Runesmith, which is not ideal with those great swords. Left flank over here, though, like I said, I mean, Karl Franz has done a really nice work of taking out these BUGMANS Rangers, but he's taken a lot of damage. To do that, he's taken a lot of damage. We do have some gyrocopters, of course, with the Brimstone gun shooting in, doing some nice damage as well. But these BUGMANS Rangers are shooting to those handgunners over there, doing some nice damage as well. Basically here, once again, I was trying to find some home with these Slayers. I mean, they are just being peppered from either side. Luckily, they are unbreakable, so that, of course, they are not going to run anytime soon. But we are doing some serious nice damage here. So, unfortunately, the front line here is looking good. The balance, isn't looking good, sorry. The balance power has gone into my opponent's favour here. These Ironbreakers are faulting against the Great Swords. Over here, this Runesmith is taking a lot of damage with these Ironbreakers against, the Amber Wizard, Felix, and these Great Swords here. These Ironbreakers on this side have done alright. These BUGMANS Rangers are still alive as well, so things aren't looking too good. But this is where it starts to get a little bit tricky. So, all the Slayers, I do believe, have pretty much died. There's a few of them left, I believe, somewhere. Yeah, there's like 4 of them over there, running over there, with no kills. These Ironbreakers are being chased off here, but I'm sick of this. I decided to take the fight with Ungrid Iron Fist to Felix and the Amber Wizard here. I want to do some serious damage now. I'm sick. Now, even though Ungrid Iron Fist is a bonus versus large, combatant, he obviously is meant to be taking out, large units, he still is really decent in combat. So basically what I'm trying to do here is draw the Great Swords and all these other units away from this right flank here. I was hoping that obviously if he doesn't bring them over here, I might have a way of clearing out this right side here and then obviously dealing with them. But things start to get very tricky now. So Ungrid Iron Fist on his own here. He does have Karl Franz coming in. He has the Armor Wizard. He has Felix and a whole group of Great Swords here. So I was very, very worried here. I was expecting that Ungrid Iron Fist here was going to get absolutely molested. So Karl Franz coming in. Nice charge done. I realised here that basically there wasn't really much I could do here. I did have some Slayers coming back into fight, but okay, this is where the fight, of course, happens. So I do pop, well, my opponent's popped Helping Hand, Gal Maraz, stand your ground here. But I do pop a lot of my buffs well. I do pop the Axe of Drago, I do have Deadly Onslaught, I do have Red Ruin here. Of course, that does lower my melee defense, but obviously this makes it so that pretty much Ungrid Iron Fist is going to be one-shotting a lot of these units. So, one hit against Karl Franz does a shit ton of his HP here. Karl Franz is going to be very careful here, but Ungrid Iron Fist, he's getting cornered by all these units here. We do have some Slayers coming in to back him out, but I say, basically a Lord here and 2 heroes on Ungrid Iron Fist isn't looking too good here. Karl Franz is starting to run away, which is all good. But now we have Felix versus Ungrid Iron Fist. And, even though Felix does have that, anti-infantry and armor piercing, Ungrid Iron Fist is not a force that you want to be reckoned with and starts to chop pieces out of Felix's golden hair here, doing some serious nice damage to Felix. I mean, I think my opponent wasn't, underestimating how much damage was being done here. I did realise here, though, that Ungrid Iron Fist was taking a lot of damage here, so I do start to pull him back out. These Slayers here are trying to fight to the bitter end as well. I think we've got 1 left, or no, that is it. Their heads have been chopped up. They are cheering there. But we do have some BUGMANS Rangers coming in. Of course, they do have that region, so they are going to be able to fight here and do a nice amount of damage. Felix charging in, doing some nice damage as well to these BUGMANS Rangers. On this right flank, things have gone a lot better for me. The Runesmith is still alive. We still have some Iron Breakers. Of course, they aren't going to rout anytime soon. And these Boglin Rangers are shooting into these Greatswords now. So things aren't looking too bad. My opponent did have some Greatswords and Swords over here that were chasing off some Iron Breakers. So he does notice them now, which is very good for my opponent. But yeah, Ungren Iron Fist, 626 HP, and things are starting to get a little bit scary now. So Felix is charging towards Ungren Iron Fist, you know, armor piercing, anti-infantry, and I say 627 HP, things aren't going to be looking. So I realise here I have to fight. One slice, 356 HP. We get another slice going down. I do use Axe of Dargo going down here. Getting some nice hits on Felix. As I say, down to 67 HP here. It is looking really grim. It gets another hit on Felix, down to 600 himself. If one more hit comes down from Felix, he does miss that one, and it actually routs off here. So this was incredible. I can't believe I got that. Felix does start to rout here, and so does the Amber Wizard here. So my BUGMANS Rangers are chasing down the Amber Wizard. Ungren Iron Fist is chasing down Felix here. We do have some BUGMANS Rangers over here that obviously were dealing with those handgunners over there. Some Gyrocopters over here with chasing off Karl Franz. This is one thing that I love using Gyrocopters for. Chasing off units like, you know, flying units like Karl Franz. So important to do. So that's obviously why Gyrocopters can be really good at doing that here. So we are into the bit of the spick of the final fight going on here. BUGMANS Rangers, we still do have some ammunition in these ones here. Shooting into these Greatswords here, doing some nice damage. This Runesmith, unfortunately, has faltered here. He's stuck in there with 2 great swords and some swordsmen. Not looking too good here. But these BUGMANS Rangers shooting in. And these great swords and these other units are pretty much on the verge of routing, so I'm really happy about that. Balance power does start shifting back into my favour once again. I'm making sure that I chase off Felix here. If I let Felix come back in, it could be absolute hell, because he definitely could one-shot Ungren Iron Fist. So I ensure that I have the Gyrocopters chasing him off here, pushing him along off the map. I didn't even realise that. It's like pushing him along. Like, get off the map, you fucking retard. Yes, he's being escorted off by that Gyrocopter. That looks so fucking stupid. Okay, so yeah. This Amber Wizard running off. We do have the Hellstorm Rocket Battery coming back on, but these guys aren't going to be able to do much here. These great swords looking on the verge here of routing off. Those ones do rout off. My Runesmith does come out. These swordsmen chasing in. We are about to get a nice little rear charge on these great swords here. My opponent was obviously focusing on maybe his heroes or his lords. He is charging them in here. I do sort of bait him here a little bit. This was just obviously, you know, minor player, because I realised I had some ammunition still in those BUGMANS Rangers, so I wanted to do what damage I could. But then I realised let's have a little bit of a charge here. Last charge pretty much of the game. Great swords versus BUGMANS Rangers. And pretty much everything else is routing. And these guys are pretty much going to crumble. Well, not crumble, but they're going to rout themselves here. Leadership going pretty much down to the bottom here. 5%, well, 5 leadership here. Fight against BUGMANS Rangers. They are just such MVPs of this match. I actually kind of interested to see how many kills they get at the end of this game. They are fighting though. They are, you know, finishing this match off completely here. Still got some arrows shooting in. We have, of course, chasing off Felix over there in the corner. And I do believe it does finish here. Just speed it up a little bit here. Yep, there we go. Pretty much finished. And, yeah, very well played to my opponent. Actually, I'm kind of interested to see, actually, how much damage the BUGMANS Rangers... Whoa! Holy shit. 25, 31, 135, and 73. Yeah, that was not too bad. Considering how shit of a start it was with those Hellstorm rocket batteries shooting into the Iron Breakers, I'm kind of surprised how well I brought that back. But thank you very much for watching. And, yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.